Chapter 6. Halloween and the Mountain Troll. October arrived at Hogwarts with cold winds and golden leaves swirling across the castle grounds. The first years were getting used to lessons, homework, and the strange magic of school life. But everyone was most excited about one special night: Halloween. The Halloween feast, the Great Hall, was more beautiful than ever. Floating pumpkins glowed softly above the tables, and hundreds of candles shimmered in the air. Plates were filled with roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pasties. Harry had never seen so much food in his life. Ron was already on his third helping of dessert. "Best school ever," he said happily, stuffing his mouth with treacle tart. Hermione, however, didn't seem very cheerful. Earlier that day, Ron had said without thinking that Hermione was a nightmare because she was always correcting everyone. Hermione had overheard him. Now, she wasn't at the feast at all. "She's probably in the bathroom," Harry said quietly. She looked really upset. Before Ron could answer, the doors of the Great Hall burst open. A terrifying announcement: Professor Quirrell came running in, his turban slipping slightly. His face was pale and his eyes were wide with fear. "Treacle," he stammered. "A mountain troll in the dungeons." With that, he fainted straight onto the floor. Panic exploded across the hall. Students shouted and scrambled from their seats. Professor Dumbledore stood up at once, raising his arms. "Silence," he called calmly. "Prefects, lead your houses back to the dormitories at once." The teachers hurried to guide everyone out. Harry, Ron, and the other Gryffindors followed Percy up the stairs. But suddenly Harry remembered something. "Hermione," he whispered. "She doesn't know about the troll." Ron's face went white. "She's in the bathroom alone." Without thinking, they slipped away from the line and ran down a different corridor, their footsteps echoing loudly. Facing the troll, the dungeon hallway smelled damp and dirty. Suddenly, they heard a deep, horrible, noisy, loud grunt, followed by heavy footsteps. Then they saw it. The troll was enormous, with gray skin, a tiny head, and a huge wooden club dragging along the floor. It had wandered into the girls' bathroom, smashing sinks as it went. "Hermione's in there," Harry shouted. Before Ron could stop him, Harry rushed inside. Hermione was standing frozen in fear, tears streaming down her face. "Troll," Ron yelled, "move." The troll raised its club high into the air. Working together, Harry acted fast. He grabbed a small object and threw it as hard as he could. It hit the troll on the head. The troll roared and turned around, angry now. Ron, shaking, pointed his wand. "Wingardium Leviosa," he shouted, remembering Hermione's lessons. The club rose slowly into the air. "Now," Harry yelled. Ron lost control and the club dropped right onto the troll's own head. Thud! The troll collapsed with a loud crash, completely knocked out. For a moment, the bathroom was silent. Then Hermione spoke. "Yao, you saved me." Hermione spoke. "Yao, you saved me." She wiped her eyes and gave Ron a small smile. Trouble and a surprise. Seconds later, the teachers rushed in. Professor McGonagall looked furious. "What were you thinking?" she demanded. Harry and Ron expected to lose lots of points. But before they could speak, Hermione stepped forward. "It was my fault," she said bravely. "I went looking for the troll. Harry and Ron came to save me." The boys stared at her in shock. Professor McGonagall paused, then sighed. 5 points will be taken, but 5 will also be awarded for bravery." Gryffindor gained points that night. A new friendship. Later, as they returned to their common room, Hermione walked beside Harry and Ron. "Thanks," she said softly. "I've never had friends before." Ron shrugged. "You saved us too with that spell." From that night on, the three of them were inseparable. Harry lay in bed thinking about everything that had happened: the troll, the teachers, and the mysterious three-headed dog guarding something hidden in the castle. Whatever was being protected at Hogwarts, he was sure of one thing: this adventure was only just beginning.